Hello, welcome to the SoapCentral.com SoapCast. I'm Allison Waldman, your soapcaster, your two-scooper, your recapper, and your general soap aficionado. Welcome, everybody. It's Sunday, April 8th, and I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Here's my Easter egg, and if you are celebrating Passover, have some matzah on me. And hope you all had a great week. Very exciting week in the soap. Some interesting soap news just broke yesterday. Finola Hughes has signed a contract to stay on General Hospital. Excellent news. She has been doing a wonderful job. It's great to see Anna back on the show. She's definitely blending in really well with Michael Easton as John McBain, and she's bringing a new energy, sort of a new energy to the show. I also love her with Anthony Geary, and I think we're going to have some real, I see good things coming up with General Hospital. So, and I cannot let this broadcast go by without mentioning the wonderful Robin Matson. I mean, was she terrific back as Heather Weber or what? I mean, just, as for the storyline, whether or not I believe that, Susan Moore had twins, passed out, one of the twins was taken away by the crazy nurse, Betsy Frank, who just happened to be Franco's mother, which means that Jason is a twin and Franco was his brother, his sick, demented, little, younger, deformed brother. I mean, only on the soaps, guys, right? Only on the soaps would you get a storyline like this. But it's fascinating nonetheless, because now we have to wonder, is Heather telling the truth? Was she right? Is Sam's baby really Jason's, or does it have the DNA that came from Franco because Franco raped her? All these things are like now up in the air. So should make for good storytelling. And I'm encouraging everybody, if you haven't been watching General Hospital, start tuning in. Not only do they need the ratings, but the show's great. The show is great. You're really going to enjoy it. So that's what I have to say about General Hospital. Now, other shows to talk about. Days of Our Lives is, going through a bit of a flux. They're losing Lexi. The actress who plays Lexi, I can't remember her name right now, has basically decided that, after 20 years of continuous work on the show, she's had enough. So she is going to live on a farm. She's going to the country. She's taking off. And they're writing her out of the show. And I don't think they're writing her out of her show to be recast. I think they are writing her out of the show. So should be interesting, because after all, Lexi is a Demira, and we know how Stefano feels about his family, so that should be interesting. Other news from the soaps as far as casting goes, Jess Walton on Young and the Restless has decided to take a break. She is going to be returning, but she's going to take some time off, take a little breather. And as she also explained, she's been continuously on the show for many, many years with just a few breaks in between. And she's, she's exhausted. I actually think that this is a very smart move, because sometimes characters get overused and you need them to kind of go away for a while. And then when they come back, it's more exciting. So let's say, for argument's sake, they write Jill out. They send her to Italy to work on Jabot International. Whatever. She could be gone for 6 months, and in that time, she can come back with some great new story. And that makes it all the more exciting. They kind of did that with Melody Thomas Scott when they sent her off in August to rehab, brought her back at Thanksgiving, and suddenly we found out that, she was responsible for killing Diane Jenkins. So good things can happen when a character and an actor or actress leaves the canvas for a while. Now, on the subject of The Young and the Restless, I just wrote my Two Scoops column, and I got to tell you guys something. I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a drinker at all. But if I was, and if I believed in those drinking games where, every time you say a certain word or phrase, you had to take a swig. Well, this past week, if you had a drinking game and it was based on the phrase beauty of nature, you were probably drunk within the first 5 minutes of the show. Everybody was talking about beauty of nature. Victor wants beauty of nature back. Victoria wants to buy beauty of nature. Genevieve wants to sell beauty of nature. Jack wants to marry Genevieve in order to get beauty of nature. Ashley doesn't think it's a good idea for Tucker to go after beauty of nature, but Tucker doesn't understand why Ashley doesn't understand that he has to go after beauty of nature. Oh my God! If you were just drinking there, you're drunk! Beauty of nature. Give me a break, guys. The one thing I said in my Two Soups column, and it's true, these people are talking about spending upwards of $250,000 to buy a company. In this day and age, when many of us are just living paycheck to paycheck, when most of us, have trouble paying our credit card bills, it's kind of hard to feel, warm and fuzzy about spending, $250 million to buy a cosmetics company. And hearing, Victor, stomp and, bang on the desk, beauty of nature is mine and I will have it back. It's like, shut up. Shut up. You're a fucking billionaire. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I forgot these are probably edited. He's a frigging millionaire, right? Billionaire. Okay. Dan, don't get mad at me. Meanwhile, on The Bold and the Beautiful, well, we have the beautiful new actress who's just joined the show, beautiful new character, Caroline Spencer. And they did this, wonderful tribute to Caroline Spencer, the original Caroline Spencer, who was, the first love of Ridge, and she passed away, the character passed away. And so therefore they did this whole tribute to Caroline, and then Caroline Spencer, the younger, explained that she has started a cancer foundation. Now, what I find kind of interesting in this storyline is this. When Stephanie was diagnosed with lung cancer and started her foundation, don't you think she would have discovered that there was a Caroline Spencer Cancer Foundation? I mean, even a cursory Google search would have revealed that, oh my God, my former daughter-in-law is the name on a cancer charity. Maybe I should look into that, and instead of starting the Stephanie Forrester Foundation for homeless people and cancer victims, I could work with the Caroline Spencer Foundation. But you know what? This is what happens when they write the story after the fact. In other stories, the other story on Bold and the Beautiful that I'm really, really not happy with is the way they've turned Hope into a addicted anti-anxiety drug addict, after just a couple of weeks. I realize that medication is very, very strong, but come on, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, she's popping the pills and she's completely out of her mind. Now, of course, we're going to find out that Amber, who's become sort of her pusher and supplier, we don't know where she's been getting the drugs from. So it may not be the same medication, which could explain why Hope is going so bananas. But, in the other storyline in that show, we got, like I said after last week, we have the guys just all chasing after Caroline. We have no indication of what's going on with Forrester Creations and, are they doing a couture line anymore? When was the last time you saw a fashion show out of them? And what's going to happen if the Maronis disappear, if Jackie M disappears? There's going to be no more competition for Forrester Creations in L.A. And doesn't that kind of, throw off the delicate balance of the show? I don't know. What do you guys think? Meanwhile, there's really no other major soap news. I don't know if any of you are particularly interested, but Dallas is coming back this summer on TNT. Now, some of you probably watched Dallas in its heyday on CBS. They've brought back Larry Hagman and Patrick Duffy and Linda Gray, all to reprise their characters. That's JR, Bobby, and Sue Ellen. And there are going to be plenty of references to Miss Ellie. Barbara Bel Geddes passed away, but they are going to be talking about the character. It is going to be set in South Fork, and presumably they're introducing a whole new generation of Ewings to fight it out, but we're still going to have the old Ewings and all their old troubles as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to watching Dallas. I'm sure you guys are probably going to give it a try too. In the meantime, I see that by the old clock on the wall, it's nearly 11 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up now, and I'm going to encourage you all to tune in next week for another edition of the Soap Central SoapCast, SoapCentral.com SoapCast. Also, please, 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 check out SoapCentral.com. We are the #1 location on the internet for all your soap news, all your soap recaps, great commentary in the two scoop columns, and every week Soap Central Live, Dan does a great radio podcast, SoapCentral.com. Sorry about that, live. So please tune in, tune on, click over. We really want you to take part. We want you to become more involved. I love all the letters. Thank you, everybody who responds to my Two Scoops column. And if you want to respond to this, please do, okay? And I'll see you next week. This is Allie Waldron signing off, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.